All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to another live session. So, today is June 7th, 2023, and time is flying as fast as ever. Half of the year already gone, came and went like yesterday's news. And, all of this is to say is that each and every day as we show up here and we go about our business throughout our, regular lives, that we make sure that we give it our all because, ultimately time is not waiting for anyone. So let's continue to be diligent and be disciplined towards our trading and everything else, right? Because you guys know discipline is not only with trading, but also in our personal lives, our financial lives, our spiritual lives, with our relationships, everything else. So yeah, let's continue to be disciplined individuals. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the scanners for today. We got a couple of stocks that are moving up. LUCY, I like volume there. Anyhow, coming down, we have MOBQ up 95%, 28 million shares of volume, and 18 million shares in the float. Stock MOBQ. This one is essentially the leading stock here today. I'm going to take a look at a couple of the key levels, starting off with the pre-market highs, which are 30.77 as of right now. Pre-market highs. Nice. Nicely done. So the 200 I'm noticing is at 76, 76, 76. Each and every day, the routine is the same, right? Making sure to map out my key daily levels, key intraday levels. So in terms of a low of the pullback, it's just been stepping up. The last, obvious area we had for a drop was down there at 24. Pretty low, but, would be reasonable though if it does pull back into that area, slightly below VWAP and then curling back up if that happens into the open, because it is definitely pretty strong right now. So looking at the daily chart itself, if we go back to May 9th, we had a high point of 35 cents, 35.30 to be exact. So this is MOBQ, 35.30, the 200 is up there at 76. What else do we have? So going back on the daily chart, not really seeing much else. I mean, there's a big red candle going back to January 5th, although light volume that has a high of 122. I think that'll be the last level that I map out on this particular stock. If this gets to 122, that'll be a great move today. Starting early with the sneezing. So that's MOBQ. Moving down on the list. FARM. FARM, the next stock. This one is currently up 61%, 18 million shares of volume, 13 million shares in the float, and it's given a nice move to this point. We got 347 for the pre-market highs. The very first high of day level we had at 289 when we had the first big green candle to start the day. I think that's an obvious level, in terms of just how big that candle was, then the topping wicks, the two topping wicks really. So if it does break below VWAP, hopefully it doesn't break too much. Hopefully we can, hold 290s and then, get ourselves going again. But I do like that it's pulling back coming into the open, which does give us, that rest. So maybe we could see a surge, maybe after the first couple of minutes. Looking at the daily chart, the 200 is at 413 here in Thinkorswim, 413. That is a level I am going to keep an eye on. You guys know I like to color code my trend lines so I know what each of them represents. Yeah, looking decent. In terms of any key daily levels moving forward, It seems like there might be some room to the upside here. If it does get over 413, I'd love to see a break of 540. Let's put it, so 540, which is an area where it rejected the 200 EMA earlier, going back to February 6th. It rejected the 200, then had a bit of a sell-off, I think, with earnings. So over that level, can we see $6? $6, 540, then 6, and if it's really strong, break of 683 would give us more room to the upside. 683 candlesticks going back to November 30th of last year. Yeah, so we'll see how this one does. Those are the levels. So moving on, lastly, there's CJET, which is a bit of continuation. CJET, and then that'll be the last one. So of course this one is marked up because we recently traded it. It's also a recent IPO, so we've had the first daily candle make the new high after the pullback we had, so over 526. Where are we at right now? How are we doing it? Oh, that's the alarm for screen recording. So I'll take a quick second here. Let's make sure to get that done. All right, looks good. Yeah, so CJET, we broke over 527, 526. In fact, I'm going to put a trend line there. All right. So right now it seems like it's holding up that area, which is good. I'm going to get rid of some of these intraday levels. They're not going to be as relevant. I'll watch yesterday's pre-market highs. I will put a blue line right there, which is at 688. 688 yesterday's pre-market highs, and then yesterday's high was at 836. So pre-market highs today are at 621. So if this, maybe there's something here, right? We'll see. It has to break 621. If it does, then we start to push 688, $7, and then like that we can get back in play. But it has a ways to go before it really is like threatening, right? I'd say for short sellers, because some people are still short versus yesterday's highs, or let's say Friday's highs, whatever that was. Monday's highs. So those are the three stocks. We can write it up here quickly. Those are the ones that I'll be paying attention to. MOBQ, FARM, and lastly CJET. So as usual, guys, let's make sure our game plan is what it needs to be, right? So we talk about day-over-day adjustments. Make sure that you're making the necessary adjustments versus yesterday, right? After reviewing what are the things that you want to do a little bit better here today, right? Maybe you made some mistakes that you want to eliminate, move away from. So with that being said, let's make sure to let the discipline compound, right? Let the discipline compound, and let's do what is necessary to ensure success. So for me, again, I have these three things: avoiding a big red start, not over trading the consolidation, and being careful about my pullback trades. Whilst I want to be more aggressive, I have to make sure that I'm being aggressive in the right areas. The analysis has to be quick, it has to be early. If not, I'll be a step behind and I'll be buying late and I'll be getting higher fills, those type of things we don't need. So we got to be quick on our feet. We have to make the adjustments. We have to be firm with ourselves and with our trade idea, right? Let's make sure to always have a plan as we're entering into the positions. We don't want to be, going in and not knowing what our risk is in the trade. You know, the way how I see it, anything that's not a dip trade, in terms of the 5 minute pullback or a really solid 1 minute pullback where you feel good about support, should always be a breakout or bailout trade. That's a 2 minute warning is going off. Anything that's not a 5 minute setup or a very good 1 minute pullback where you're in very close to support. In those trades, we're risking towards a level. So we're willing to let the stock go against us for the sake of that bigger move. So let's say that risk is 10 cents, right? Whatever it might be. Reward at least 2 to 1, at least 2 to 1. So we're looking for 20 plus cents. But yeah, everything else, high of day breakouts, these things are scalp trades in and out. We're not holding, at the very high, right? It has to make sense. So let's put forward our best effort here today, and let's look forward to another good green day, right? Another good day, right? Just another good day, really. I always feel green because, I know that I'm coming in with a level of discipline, always. It's been a long time, over 3 years plus, since I've had a day where, like, I did nonsense, so the streak has been going well, and I don't think it'll be breaking anytime soon. We'll make sure we stay disciplined. So remember the disclaimer quickly, that day trading is risky. A lot of traders do lose, so it's best to trade in a simulator before putting actual cash on the line. At the very least, use risk money that if you lose it all right here, right now, it does not affect your livelihood or your lifestyle. Remember that my results are not typical. Do not blindly copy me. That is a recipe for disaster. You have to understand the strategy for yourself in order to be profitable and see consistency. Lastly, I do not invest money for my subscribers, so be careful with impersonating accounts, fake Relentless trading accounts. I will never ask you for money. I'll never ask you for personal information. I'll never ask you to click on any weird looking links. And I will not message you first, right? That's a big one right there too. I do not message people first. So if someone just messages you with a Relentless Trader account, there's a high chance it's a fake account. So here we go, FARM. We got a high of 315, low of 96. Let's see what it does. Okay. Low is 96. Will this curl back up nicely? We want to see the green though. Maybe not quite. A lot of buying, but nothing happening. But I like the bottoming wick. We'll see. Maybe eventually does curl. CJET. Is this the one? as it teleports down. CJET, a little, spreads are a little thin. MOBQ, not a bad start. The 8, there's a small bid. FARM, is this the one? Needed to get back over VWAP, which is at 305, 307. It's trying, but we're not seeing it rip through that level. We got MOBQ making a new high on a 3-bar play. Not bad. MVIS. Is it worth looking at? Let me see. This one was in play yesterday, right? Oh yeah, it is. Not bad. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. MVIS. Let me just have it saved in the platform. Looks like it's pulled back up quite a bit though. Yeah, MOBQ, the cheaper stock at 34 cents is the one that's really, moving up. I still want to keep an eye on CJET. There's a little bit of a spread. We got to be careful. We had lows of 50s, 50 area, CJET. But, does it mean business? 55 by 62. MOBQ, big pullback there. Are we on to something here? I might get aggressive on this break of 3 if volume is high. Okay. Well, right back down. The other one, yeah, right now we're not seeing anything. You just got to be patient. Taking size right there. The 5-minute candlesticks doesn't look great, but it made a new low. A lot of selling does not break down, so I like the break and reclaim potentially. But for the surge over 3, not seeing anything. Taking losses. So right now we're just scratch on the day. We're just waiting. MOBQ, how's the 5-minute candlesticks looking? Not bad. So the pullback here at 31 seems to be holding up for now. But this type of stock, you got to take big size for me to see anything. Maybe like 10,000 shares at least minimum. Here we go again. Is the 7 time the charm? Maybe it is. A lot of selling still. Still seeing a lot of selling. It has to pull away. Pull away. Come on, pull away. Shorts. Okay, there we go. Good. Very good. Need the short sellers to panic. There's a huge bid there. But we're not flying. The high is 25. Waiting patiently. High or low? No, not quite. It's trying, but it does feel a little shaky. 27 for the new highs. Waiting for a lower low. Well, I'll get a high fill. That wasn't good. Mm-mm-mm. I'm not, the lows are at oh 07 in my eyes. We got 12 right there. High fill, just, still waiting. High or low, either or. Breakout or dip. Sometimes you gotta have the limit order just sitting there to really get a nice fill. Not really getting to connect properly. So I'm just, trying to be patient, still waiting. If it's to give a proper move, then we'll really get going. Right now, we're still scratching the day. Still waiting patiently. We got 3 minutes to the new 5 minute candle. What are the chances this stock fails here? And that's also something that I ask myself. We have a low there of 15. You know, what are the chances that the stock fails? And 12. All right, let's see what it does. Either Titanic or a nice move. Which one will it be? Prepared to take a loss if I have to, of course. But watching VWAP, can resistance become support? KB, are the Bulls going to take this one? KB. Watching and waiting patiently. Six. Okay, great. That's what I want to see. Now, what will it do? What will it do here? Let's see. There's no immediate pull away. Okay, there we go. 12. Do I hear 15? 20. Unwinding. There's an 80,000 share buyer, nothing happens. So I'll wait and get back in. Titanic. That was a good position too. That was a great position, but unfortunately no follow. It looks like it might be finished. No follow through. But great position there. I like that. So waiting again. We'll see if something else hits the scans. Once there's an 80,000 share buyer in that situation, I mean, we should be flying to the moon. Was only able to get the slightly, what was I up 10 cents? I mean, that's pretty ridiculous for all the shares that I traded. So just wasn't able to see anything on this one. EBIX, SOXL. Back to waiting. Yeah, once that buyer comes in, the stock needs to be bouncing. If not, it's like that's the cue to just start unwinding that entire position. But, can resistance become support in VWAP area? It does not. We keep the stop tight. It's not personal. And we move on. So rotating through CJET. Is there anything here? Doesn't seem so. MOBQ. Maybe there's something here. Maybe the first 5-minute candle to make the new high. MVIS pulling back. So I'll keep an eye on the scans. So we're seeing it here potentially. Let's see if this does go crazy. Not taking huge size, just 45. Still gotta watch out for these stocks like this not doing what you expect them to do. Might need a quick pullback. I mean, yet again, it only came from third, so it's a 2 cent move. It looks like it's trying. We'll see what it does. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical of this stock, only because of the price range. Like for me to do well on this type of stock, like it has to be moving. You know, it has to be really going. And it's like for me to hold it longer, you know, the trade already came and went. So again, anything at this point is just breakout trades, breakout or bailout type of trades. We already had the double bottom around like 29 area. So to be in at 32 trying to hold for a bigger move is kind of just too high already. For how I'm approaching, you know, these trades. FARM, is it possible it crawls back up again? You know, maybe. Although it doesn't look great. But you include the pre-market context, you know, this could just be a pivot for a potential ABCD, you know, and some people will be watching at it down here, but for me, I prefer to wait a little bit, let it get back above VWAP again, and then I'd attempt a few more trades. MOBQ, slow and steady. Let me see, MVIS, how are we doing? AFRM, MVIS, not doing well. So right now, you know, stock selection is important. Being patient is important. If you're not seeing anything you like or love, just, you know, sidelines and we'd hope for a better first wave of momentum, but you know, sometimes you just have to take what you can get. This is what the slow markets are usually like, though. Sometimes it's one and done, and then you gotta wait till the afternoon, maybe even power hour for something else again. Was there opportunity to be green just now? Of course. There always is. And that position I took coming up to 3 on this candle was a great position. You know, it just wasn't the right time. It's gonna come back down, and then, you know, so if I took the trade over here, I'd have stand a much better chance. I think I had maybe 7,500 shares. Maybe in my average probably was like 96. 96 average coming out at like 05, 08. What would have been a pretty decent trade. QBTS, Nvidia, SFIX. SFIX, yeah, I saw this one getting mentioned a couple times. Didn't really check it out though. It's on here on E-Trade. Let's see. Looks slow and steady. SFIX. This one is just slow and steady, small move, daily chart. Let's be quick about this actually. Let's be quick here. So that's FIX, the 200, 553. MOBQ, nice move. It's finally curling up. Pre-market high is not really relevant. First high of day, 63. We're pulling back into that area now. Maybe it does hold up, hopefully. And 93 for highs. Yeah, so far so good. Nice VWAP bounce. MOBQ still pushing up. Pretty good. Time. This candle has 30 seconds left on the 5. At smaller size here for now, just 1500. We'll see if something does come up for an entry. There's the new 5-minute candle. Just being very patient here, very patient. Low of the last SFIX is 65. High of the current is 77. Unfortunately, I've missed the 5-minute setup already, but we'll see what happens. The setup here doesn't look bad. You know, the only terrible candle that we really had was the very first high of day candle. That topping wick. FARM. Are we on to something here? You know, it seems like it has potential, but after such a huge pre-market move, you know, we can only expect a little bit of chop and consolidation, right? First. So we're back over VWAP. We'll see if it pulls away. I want to see it pull away. Let's pull it on screen. This other one I'll probably trade if I see something. I want to see 15, 18 again, 20. 14. Can we see 15, 20? Let's get the short sellers shaking again. I'm afraid. Very good, very good. Very good so far. Volume coming in slowly and steadily, pushing up. This is what we want to see. Now I just need the stock to talk to me nicely, right? And give me a couple of good entries. So that once, if the big move does come, we're in a good position and we can hold a nice trade and See some green. I'll take 6. Only one order. How well are we gonna do? I gotta make sure it's not crashing down. The other one for Hive Day, is it worth it? I don't like to trade two stocks at once, but let's see. Ay, ay, ay. 5. Come on. It's a little choppy. Yeah, this is not good. I'm not, this is, against my rules to be in two stocks at once. Gotta be careful with that. Because, if this one flushes down, I'm not going to be able to react as fast. And then I'll take a bigger loss. So, we gotta be patient. Maybe I should have took 5,000 here. Well, let's see what it does. Still trying to be patient here. Again, I'm not going to ever hold this trade like this unless I feel good about the entry. So I do feel good about this entry, but we'll see. Can we get back up to high of day or not? If not, I stop out, then I look to get back in. Not personal. It never is. It never was, and it never will be. It never was, and it never will be. Just be patient. We'll see. We ended with some decent volume there on that 5-minute candle. Also, were those big orders just like, manipulation? Maybe, right? The big orders that we saw earlier, there was a 40,000 share and then there was an 84,000 share order. Those orders had to have been fake or something. This is a risk coming out like this in terms of missing the trade. Mm-mm-mm. I thought it might have wanted a new low there, but it looks like I'm out too early, right? Time. There's 3 minutes left in this 5-minute candle. I don't like that I'm out. Probably should have given it more time. What was that? 9? Yeah, 9. Now I'll have to hope it gives me another chance. Tight stop again. These fills are definitely not the best. There's not a ton of sell in there. Let's see, is it ready this time? I added fairly high there, 10, but let's see. Sometimes it's just patience, man. You gotta wait. But, it is still a little tricky, right? We still want to be careful, cautious. It seems like it's still not ready yet. That was 6. What some people will do here, they'll just say, you know what, let's see what it does. I'll hold till 3. But I'm not approaching this particular one in that way right now. Just, I kind of want to be in and it needs to be going. So I'll utilize these free commissions as best as I can here. But there's a risk that I miss the entry altogether. All right, let's see what it does. One last hurrah. One last hurrah. What will it be? Where's the green? Where's the green? Where's the green? Where's the green? Show us the moon here. Show us the moon. Taking the other one off early because the stock sale. Show us the moon. 18, 20, 25. A ton of green and then nothing. Highest candles 14. Time 10 seconds left in this 1 minute candle. Can we close above 13? 4, 3, 2. We'll close around 11, 12. Come on. Here we go. There's some good green. Mm-mm-mm. Took long enough. Okay, let's see what it does. I'm out before high of day. I'm not sure if we'll double top or if it will give the new high, but we'll see soon enough, right? In due time. 23. So with that entire sequence, right, some people will be in just risking the 6 cents to the whole dollar and just holding. So there's no need to take as that that many trades if you don't want to, right? Especially if you're using a commission-based broker. It's all just one trade. So we didn't get a new high of day. We got 24. We need more volume than what we're seeing now for us to really work. And this might end up being a super strong stock. We'll see. But we need more volume. Like we need high of day kind of volume. Nope. More volume than that. And the high of day trades, maybe I size down actually right here. Just a little bit. Can we see the high of day breakout? Another wall. Great fill. Do not fail. As long as it doesn't fail. So far, so good though. All right. It's not the strongest stock we've ever seen, but it's trying. But if we get over high of day, hopefully it really, takes off and kind of get the short sellers on the defensive. Time, high, low, 9, new 5-minute candle. What do we need? Low, 15, high, 20 of the last, right? High of the last is at 20. Do we need a pullback, a bigger pullback, or are we going to see a retested highs? 16 on the bids. 16, 16. A little bit of green coming in. Hopefully this becomes a super strong stock, man. That's just, and then the day will really start. So right now, just still being patient, waiting. Do we need a pullback, or are we going to potentially see a test of high of day again? It seems like it's inching up, so maybe volume comes back in for a retest of the highs. Sixteen, 16. 17 on the bids. It's like one of those Western showdowns, The dust ball rolls across the screen, and then you're taking a couple paces back. Is it going to be green or red? Bull or bear? Strength or fear? There's a small bid there. At 16, 10,000. 10,000 at 15 as well. Although those positions aren't really that big. Still something though. Waiting patiently. There hasn't been this much waiting on a day in a while, right? I mean, it's been months. Do we need a new low? 12. All right. Let's see what it does. I think as long as we don't see a false breakout here, and you know, I'm not gonna be. I kind of want to be aggressive, but I'm not. I'm gonna just be mild. You know, I think about adding even here, but it's not that type of day. It's not that type of stock. Probably best not to go overboard. Okay. We want this to take us to high of day. We need a new high of day if this is gonna do anything here. We've waited long enough. Take us to the moon. FARM. Take us to the moon. Come on. Oh, oh, can we see it? Where's that rush of green for a rip of 10, 15 cents? Good, good. There it is. Cover, 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 cover. Now it starts. 36, 38. Very good, very good. Great, lovely. Well, that big bid isn't going to help much. They haven't really been helping either. Another one, 42 this time. 20,000. 27. 45. Somebody's going to cover. I'm in a little high. Will we continue? No, not quite. All right, I'll wait for a pullback. But finally, see, this is the beautiful move been waiting on. Lovely. This is what we want to see. Now it just needs to give a proper pullback here quickly. If it keeps going, it'll get, you know, a little too extended. What are the chances that the stock fails right now? I'd say unlikely, but we still have to be careful of that even. All right, 46. So even if it gives a big red candle out of nowhere and we get caught in a loss, we still have to sell it immediately. There's no excuse to still be holding. Mm, mm-mm-mm. It shouldn't need to pull back much more. It's still pulling back. My share size didn't go down, so we did take some losses there. Hot low 43, low 38. This candle has to curl back up right now. If not, it's basically in the depths. Where are the bulls? What time is it? There's 2 minutes. You see, sometimes when the stock goes up too much, too quick, it throws off what the pullback should be. Because, of course, 27 was our high of day, right? 27 was our high of day. So it's like the pullback shouldn't really, you know, if we go to 45, 50, let's say 45, looks like it's failing. Yeah, if we go to 45, the pullback should be, like low 30s or maybe even 27. It's just a false breakout in the 1 minute, and I'm just churning shares. Do I just walk away right now and just take this green? Where are we at? $400. It wouldn't be a terrible day. I've also not really capitalized yet, still, despite this move. I mean, we caught the move, we gave back a little bit of profits. We caught some of the move, not the entire thing. I like that we have high day volume here. Ay, ay, ay. New lows, 41. The 5 minute candle still looks good, but these pullbacks, I tell you, not bottoming. So we got 38 again. I think the candle still closed in decent shape, though. Do we need a 5 minute pullback? Will a 5 minute pullback be healthy right here? Probably not. So can we hold up this low? Was it 38? If it breaks down and reclaims, that could be good. Big sellers coming in. Yeah, at this point, I'm gonna walk away from this thing. Maybe a few more trades, but it's not making sense at this point. We should have, I would have wanted to be up like 2 grand, but I'm not. And so I have to always still keep in mind where we were, where we are now. How did I perform? My P&L relative to the move that the stock gave. On a good day, we're probably already up 1,500 or something, like a solid day. We were not, so that alone is telling me, hey, Relentless, watch out, you know. So if depending on what it does here, I'll probably just walk away and be done. Walk away. Are we red on anything else? I think we might be slightly red on something else. So I'd love to see a breakdown here and a reclaim. If not, again, I wouldn't want to see the 5 minute pullback here. At least one other green candle for a new high. And then if it happens, it's like a bit better for the charting. But good, there's some volume coming in. So I'll give it a shot. 44, 45. More green, more green. Okay. It might need more time. It looks like it's trying. Yeah, because if that pullback comes now, it just, the charting is kind of, it could still be good, but the charting, I think it would be a little bit more messed up. High 52. Volume. time. Where's the move? Where's the 55, 60? We need more green. Bigger buyers, bigger bids. So just churning shares. The only reason I'm even still watching at it is because the 5 minute I still think looks decent. We did close with a bit of a wick. What might happen is what we saw yesterday, which is like that, it tries again, maybe it fails, and then it sells off hard. So of course, be careful, right? If anybody's looking for high of day trades for a push, let's say to 80 or $4, if it's not what it needs to be, it's not gonna go. 352. We're seeing some more green. I'll attempt it one more time. But again, still pretty choppy. We want to see the immediate move right through. Another wick on the 1 minute. The 5 minute to make the new high, not quite going. Is the sixth time going to be the charm? Granted, this is not high nor low, but watching to see the 5 minute setup. Low right there, 43. A breakdown and reclaim could work. It's possible, but it has to hold up at worst case that last high of day that we had. And it needs to be, if I take that, it has to be quick. The breakdown and reclaim always has to be quick. Like it drops, it holds, and then just the curl. Green, 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 back to 50, even maybe a tested high. What will it be? Come on down, the price is right. And of course, watching to see if it does or just, one backside. There's still a little bit of buying coming in. People are still watching for trades. That was a couple of cents, not terrible. All right, yeah, man, I tell you, this thing. Oh my gosh, this price action, man, is killing me. Literally, there's some bits coming in, but still, you know, not the type of bounce we want to be seeing. What's the high of this candle? Oh, 40, 38, 33. It's crazy because the stock still looks good. Do I need to just forget about the level 2 and trade the charting only? Just X out my level 2s. You know what? I think $270 is more than good enough. Yeah, that's it. I don't, whatever this thing does, I mean, it will do whatever it wants to do. That's it for me. I am out of here. Out like salt. Green is the goal. We've got green. Whatever this thing does, tomorrow's another day. I'll come back. I'm not frustrated or anything. The stock is just, again, on a good day, I'm already up a solid amount, and I'm not. So I think that's just a cue to shut it down. Before next thing you know, I look back and I'm red 200, right? As the Undertaker is coming alive. Welcome to the Discord. Okay, nice. Trader Fred, so welcome to the Discord. Yeah, that'll do it for me. At this point, I think it just makes sense to shut it down and lift it by another day. Can I stick around? Yeah, but it's not making sense. $270 better than zero and better than red. So, I gotta make a responsible decision. Come back tomorrow. Also, we traded like 200,000 shares. So with that amount of volume, really and truly supposed to be up a couple thousand, right? So we don't need to overdo it. Guys, be careful of fake Relentless trader accounts. I will never message you first. I do not message people first. I do not message anyone first. People are usually reaching out to me to ask questions and things like that. For those of you who are using Discord, my name will always be the green name in the upper right hand corner. All right, my name is the green name, and I do have a test account, right, which also has a green name. So if you're watching on YouTube, be careful of fake Relentless trader accounts. All right, my name is always green. It's in the upper right hand corner, and we can show this too. I'll stop the streaming. Yeah. So for those of you who are in MMU, right, there's a ton of students in here listening in, watching on. Likewise, be careful, right? You'll see in the upper right hand corner, there's my name, there's Big Steve, Marcelo, and so forth and so forth going down, right? So be very careful. If someone reaches out to you and they're talking about options, Bitcoin, just anything weird like that. I do not invest money for my subscribers, right? I'll never ask for personal information. I'll never ask you to click on any sort of weird link. The only thing here that we talk about are the things that I'm using every day, right? Momo Pro, which is the scanning software right here. I'll mention MMU, right? Merciless Markets University. If my computer can render and load. And yeah, and then my social media platforms, which I don't really ever send to anyone. That's just something that'll be, for example, in the description of this video. It's like if anybody wants to check out and see, they can, right? Facebook, TikTok, things like that. So stay safe out there. Do not get yourself scammed. It does happen. It's unfortunate. And these people, it makes you wonder why not just put all this effort towards a business or something that's actually legal and honest work. But the world is not a perfect world, and there are people who will take advantage. So we have to be careful ourselves. We'll continue to block them and ban them from the community. But it doesn't stop. I would wish that the platforms would do more. For example, and it's not only me, it's everyone, right? Especially in this financial space. Um, there's some of these guys that are bigger. They might have like 80 fake accounts at one time. So I mean it's pretty crazy, man. So watch out, right? I can't stress that enough. Watch out, be careful. My name is my name. Hope you did all right today. Not good for me in this stock. Not good at all. But green is good. I'll take $270 in an hour, any day of the week, any time of the year. It's still something. Still decent money. My commissions are free. Actually, I'm surprised that I still get this question even years of free commissions. People still asking about, how much is commissions. Commissions are $0. They're free. There are some small fees. Like on a day like today, I'd probably pay like $20 in fees. But it's so small compared to, what we're doing that it's not a problem. You see, the thing is with being in like I traded 160,000 shares. Whilst I would have wanted to be up more, of course, I wasn't in 160,000 shares at one time, right? I guess it's just perspective. Gotta have patience being in front of an audience. I must have gotten that question maybe at least 100 times. Yeah, so it's not 160,000 shares at once. It's me taking 2,500 here, 2,500 there, in out a couple times. Now, the fundamental of the patterns that I'm trading, it's not necessary to be in and out this many times. Really and truly, I could have took 6 trades today. 3 buys, 3 sells. Maybe five. Let's say 5 buys, 5 sells. I could have done it that way, but I don't have to. I don't need to. I can if I need. Like, how do I explain it more clearly? I guess it also comes down to personality and situation, right? Like if I decide to go trade with a direct access broker tomorrow where I'm paying like $3 in, $3 out, you know, of course taking a million trades in a day is not going to make sense. In that situation, I want to be disciplined towards, you know, following the very fundamental of what the strategy in the system is, right? But if I don't have to, I don't have to. And so what that means is that I can utilize the free commissions to my advantage. So and look at this seller and this other stuff. But anyhow, so let's put some scenarios out there and situations, right? Uh, let's pull up this chart. Well, I xed out the broker. going back to that trade where the stock broke over VWAP and it was around 308, 306, that range, let's say 306 to 310, right? The low of that pullback was 306. If the stock does not break the low of the pullback, I don't ever need to sell that position, right? What I can say is, hey, okay, I'll risk 6 cents. What's high of day, right? High of day is at 27. Let's say my entry is at 308, right? 308, and there's 8 cents to the whole dollar. The low of that pullback is at 306. So I'm in at 8. My support is 2 cents away, right? And I can give the stock more room. I can say, hey, I'll wait till $3. If this thing comes down to 301, I'll get out of the trade for a 7 cent loss. That is what that trade is fundamentally. But because I do have free commissions, and I'm a level 2 trader at that, if I feel like there's an indicator that the selling pressure is going to come, why even wait to take a loss when I can sell break even? But look at what that does. Each time I sell, I must have sold 5, 6 times. I lost 6 cents already, and the stock never came down below support, not even 306. So I could have essentially held that trade with a 6 cent stop back to high of day 27. It's the same trade. It just depends on if you want to, approach it in that way or not. So, that's the best way to explain it. Hopefully that makes sense. I think it does, right? So the strategy, really and truly, uh, it just comes down to preference and style of how you want to do it. But you have to understand where you're buying and why you're buying. Then it'll make sense, right? Some trades I will hold longer, and then others I'm not, especially depending on how comfortable I feel. Yeah, S&D rock, right? So that's exactly why patience is important. You gotta be patient. Save, what a nice day. Tim, what a nice day as well. I hope you guys did better than I did here on this stream, uh, listening in. The fake accounts, I can introduce you to a broker. Ay, ay, ay. Jeez, man, these I tell you, these scammers, man. Ay, ay, ay. It's people that's sitting down doing this, which is like it's really funny, right? Like people would actually sit down and do this, like for their job. I mean, it's hard to really think of. How can I scam somebody today? Is how these people are thinking. It's ridiculous, man. So, guys, once again, stay safe out there. It's a good place to shut it down. Stay safe, stay green. Be careful, right? Watch out for fake accounts. Instagram, Facebook, Discord, YouTube comments, whatever social media platform you're using as your main. Watch out for scammers, right? I will not message you first. I will never ask for personal information. I'll never ask you for money, right? So stay safe out there. The only links I ever talk about is MMU, Momo Pro, and the YouTube channel link, right? Those are like the only links I really mention. So be careful of the scammers. Do not get yourself scammed. So I'll shut it down here. I feel like I've been rambling on long enough, and then we'll get out of here. If you're going the distance, as usual, continue to trade smart, continue to trade setups, and we'll be back tomorrow bright and early around 9:15 a.m. for another beautiful day, right? Every day where we can be disciplined and stay sharp, we'll stand a chance. So it's been 3+ years since I had a terrible day in the markets, and I think the streak will live on forever. So catch you guys later. Likewise with Facebook and Twitch.